So this is it. This is our dino of the day, Styracosaurus albertensis. Cool, cool. We cool with this? Everyone's excited about that? Yeah.
Cool.
All right. One more glance at what this guy may have looked like. Here we go. Coloration, that's totally speculative. We're not really sure at this point. All right, so that is Styracosaurus. I'm excited to see all these drawings. Remember, we are playing our bingo game. If you don't have the card, that is okay. We're going to figure out a better way to share it. But I think we should just jump right into it for Spiky Saturday. Rob, are you ready to play dino or not a dino?
My years of being a dino lover since I was 2 years old have come to this.
Rob, I love that, Rob. This is all your study, all the hard work, nights.
I have 2 of the same encyclopedia for this.
All right, Rob, here we go. Listen, I'm going to give you 10 names. For those of you who are unfamiliar with how this game works, I'm going to name 10 different animals. The names I give you, they're either the name of a dinosaur or it's a name I totally made up. So it is your job to simply say dinosaur or not a dinosaur. Rob, if you really need help, you can definitely message any of our co-hosts. Those of you guys in the chat box, we had to turn off just the chat with everyone because of trolls, but all the co-hosts are messageable. If you have questions or comments or want to help Rob out, drop any of them a private message. Rob, you ready to do this?
Yep.
All right, we got 10 animals. You got to get 6 out of 10 to pass. We're shooting for D's here, that's all. All right, first dinosaur, or maybe not a dinosaur. Rob, Cryolophosaurus.
Not a dino.
I'm sorry, Rob. Cryolophosaurus is a dinosaur. It is actually a theropod from Antarctica. It's pretty cool that we found, well, literally pretty cool because it was colder. It's pretty cool we found dinosaurs in every continent. So Cryolophosaurus is a dinosaur. I'm sorry, Rob. You're 0 for 1 at this point, but you got plenty of time to catch up. Second, Saltosaurus.
Yes, that is a dino.
That is a dinosaur. That is an armored sauropod. Had a bunch of osteoderms armor embedded in its skin. We don't have a lot of armored sauropods, long neck boys, but that one is awesome. You're one of 2. Next, Technosaurus. Grace is going no. Seeing thumbs down from Grace.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't
Rob,
think it's a dino.
You don't think it's a dinosaur? I didn't think it was a dinosaur, but it actually is. There is an actual dinosaur named Technosaurus. It's a theropod. It is
Rob, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Rob.
You can find it at the club on Saturday. Just be like, all right. It's all right. You're 1 of 2. So moving right along. Rob, Rapalocious. Is Rapalocious a dinosaur?
No, that is not a dino.
That is not, you're correct. That is not a dinosaur. I totally made that up. All right, you're 2 for 2, or 2 for 4, 50%. Corythosaurus.
Yes, that is a dino.
Yes, that is a dinosaur. That's a hadrosaur with a big crazy crest on its head. And I think we're probably going to talk about hadrosaurs tomorrow. All right, you're above 50% now. You got 3 right, 2 wrong. Next, Bagaceratops.
Not a dino.
That is a dino. I'm sorry, Rob. Bagaceratops is a dino. It is a ceratopsian, and you might see a picture of it in a little bit. You got 3 right. It's 3. Next, Rob, here we go. Dozer.
I don't think that's a dino. I think that's from Dino Trucks.
You are correct that it is not a dinosaur. Dozers are actually the little worker bees from Fraggle Rock.
Oh.
Am I aging myself? Has anyone watched Fraggle Rock? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone?
I think I checked out 1 episode. I think I checked out 1 episode.
So
I think
you're
that was
correct
like
there.
when
You
it
got
just
4
turned
right.
on TV.
3 wrong. Next, Rob. Azrael. Is Azrael a dinosaur? Megan is giving a thumbs down.
I think so.
Jade is going no.
I think it's a dino. I think that is.
You're going yes?
I might have seen it once or twice. I'm saying yes.
Azrael. I'm sorry. Azrael is actually the cat.
I think
from
I've sealed
Smurfs.
my fate.
That is not a dinosaur. That is the cat from Smurfs.
I think I've sealed my fate at this point.
No, you've got 4 right and you've got 4 wrong. So you have 2 more, right?
Trying, Rob. Don't give up.
You're great.
I have faith in you. Rob, next, number 9, Nanotyrannus.
I think that is a dino.
That is a dinosaur. That is a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Nano
I
Tyrannosaurus.
need one more to seal my victory.
It's true.
Two.
You've got 5 right and 4 wrong. If you get this next one right, it means you pass and you don't have to repeat the class again next year. So here we go. Last but not least, Psittacosaurus. Psittacosaurus. Cippati. Bob, just so you know, a lot of our friends on Instagram are giving you condolences, saying these are really tough and they're hard to get. So no pressure. But is Psittacosaurus a dinosaur?
I'm saying yes.
Yes, it is for the win. Rob, yeah, hit that air horn. Who's got the air horn? Hit the air horn. Rob, you got 6 out of 10. That counts as a victory. Congratulations, Rob. You have won Dino or Not a Dino. Round of applause for Rob.
Intensity was as thick as steel at that point.
So, Rob, remember, tomorrow, it will be your job to choose who's going to play Dino or Not a Dino. Ooh. You don't have to choose now. You don't have to play favorites quite yet. But thank you for playing. You crushed it, Rob. Everyone on Instagram is saying, well done. Yay, Rob. Rob, you are like paleontologist in training. I'm here for it. Christina, I just want to check in with you for a second.
Yeah.
Where are you? How are you doing? Christina, you're doing good? Things
Pretty
are
good.
You excited for Spiky Saturday?
I'm so excited for Spiky Saturday.
Eating myself.
My favorite ceratopsian is the dino of the day. It is?
Yeah. Styracosaurus is your favorite ceratopsian.
It is.
Very cool. But wait, what are ceratopsians? Should we probably start there? Oh, look, here's a bunch of them. So, like I said before, ceratopsians they got horn faces, they got frills. They lasted for about 100 million years, all these different species, from about 166 million years ago until the asteroid extinction. So these guys, at least Triceratops, some ceratopsians were here at the end of the non-avian dinosaurs. And they range in all different sizes and shapes. And I don't mean just their frills, right? They have these crazy frills, which could have been used for display to win over mates. They could have been used to scare predators, maybe sexually dimorphic, different sizes and shapes for males versus females. But it's not just the number of horns or the shape of the frill. These guys varied in size a lot. So you have some really small ceratopsians. Here's a bunch of cool skulls. This is at the Utah Museum of Natural History. They range in size from something as small as 3 feet long and only about 50 pounds, like maybe like a dog, to upwards of 30 feet long and weighing 20,000 pounds. So a pretty diverse group of herbivores, frilled, spiked herbivores. So of course, I'm going to show you some of my, probably the most famous is Triceratops. Everyone's all heard of Triceratops. We'll come to Triceratops in a minute. This is another Triceratops skull from the American Museum of Natural History in New York. That's my friend Zach and Kevin. But the one I want to start with is not a big giant ceratopsian. It is actually a pretty small, a very cute one. Does anyone have any idea who this is? Rob, you know Rob? Maybe Megan, do you know? I'm just like calling out people. This is like when you're not paying attention in class and all of a sudden the teacher calls your name, like, wait, what? Who? What's going on?
You didn't even save its name as the name of the image this time, right. So that's pretty good.
Come on, I'm trying to keep some air of mystery here.
I have a guess in the chat.
Okay.
Richard says Psittacosaurus.
Yo, you guys are crushing the game today. This is absolutely Psittacosaurus, which is spelled Psittacosaurus. I think is how it's spelled.
Which Richard got correct.
Right, but it's pronounced,
by the way,
Psittacosaurus. It's got these weird, cool little frill or like hair filaments on the back of its tail. I love the little spikes that come out the side of its head, and they're really tiny. There's some of these at the American Museum of Natural History, and they're about to. Oh, I have a picture to show you the size of these. Right, not very big. Not very big at all. Probably about the size of a medium to large dog. Here's an interpretation of what the color might have looked like for one. Oh wait, no, this is not Psittacosaurus. I'm sorry. I jumped into our next dinosaur, which is fine. Welcome. This is Protoceratops, which is also what is on my shirt. This is a Mongolian. Was that another air horn, Christina?
Yeah, it was a sheepish air horn.
So Psittacosaurus, we just saw is real small. Protoceratops is a little bit bigger, right? So this is a Mongolian dinosaur. Let me show you this picture right here. This is a couple of the fossils, again, in New York, the Museum of Natural History. They're kind of like the rats of the Gobi Desert in that we found lots and lots and lots of them in all different ages. So you can kind of see how their body changed as it grew. So we have ones from little infants all the way up to ones about this size, which again are about this big. kind of nerdy looking. I like him. I'm not against him. The coloration is pretty cool on this one. But my favorite part about this, at least Protoceratops, which I should mention means 3-horned face. It's about 150 pounds. This is the coolest thing, I think. This is a mock-up of a Velociraptor and a Protoceratops locked in combat millions of years ago in the Gobi Desert. Why would we have this image that looks like they're fighting just like this? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because we have one of the coolest fossils ever. This one right here. This is called the fighting dinosaurs. And just like if you remember, we talked about Oviraptor a couple days ago. The animal was sitting on top of its nest, protecting its eggs. When we think a sand dune collapsed, killing it, we think a similar thing happened here. These two guys were locked in combat. This Velociraptor, this Protoceratops, and some sort of sand dune or something collapsed, burying them and capturing this crazy moment of time in this literal fight to the death, which is such a cool, unique fossil. That is Protoceratops, one of the smaller, somewhat earlier, it's only about 75 million years. Psittacosaurus is 120 million years ago. Protoceratops, 75 million years ago. We're going to move on now to our dino of the day, which, what was the name again, Christina? You remember? It's your favorite.
Styracosaurus. And I forget.
Styracosaurus. Again, this is, let me share this. This is its skull. Again, just bonkers ornamentation, right? We have anywhere between 4 and 8 frill spikes with a nose horn that's anywhere from 2 to 3 feet long. Just the most metal dinosaur I can imagine. This guy weighed about 6,000 pounds. Its name means spiked lizard. If you want to know what 6,000 pounds is, that's about 40 adult humans. So if you put 40 adult humans in an elevator, a big elevator for that matter, you've got a Styracosaurus. That 2-foot nose horn. Let me see if I can show you a couple other images. Again,
hey,
this
Dustin,
yeah, please.
I got a question in the chat from Jenna. Can you remind us where you can see the fighting dinosaurs fossils?
Oh, I'm actually not sure where that is.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, why do I not know where that is? Good question. It's not at the Museum of Natural History in New York. I know that. I would have seen it. So that's Styracosaurus. That is our dino of the day. I'm excited to see all these drawings. Again, add some color if you want. Again, anywhere from 4 to 8 frill spikes and that big nose horn. So go crazy with it. Have fun. Jada, I'm expecting a lot out of your drawing, per usual, but you already knew that.
Okay.
All right. Now, you guys ready for the piece de resistance, the most famous of all the ceratopsians? Yes, we're ready? I think we're ready. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can share my screen again. The famous, the one and only, our friend Triceratops. Triceratops literally means 3-horned face, which is a pretty cool name. Lived about 67 million years ago. It weighed about, remember, Styracosaurus was 6,000 pounds. This is a little more than 3 times that weight, around 20,000 pounds. For a little context, if you have a fully loaded school bus, like a school bus full size pulls up and everyone packs inside, a fully loaded school bus weighs about 20,000 pounds, which is what this Triceratops weighed, around there. And this is its skull. The coolest thing to me, I think, is, yeah, it's got these crazy horns and spikes and this amazing frill, but like it has a beak. It literally has a giant parrot beak. And that was used to, oh, someone's got an image. Who is that? Rob. Oh, Rob's got that same image in his book.
Nice, Rob.
Yeah, that's literally a parrot type beak. And we'd use that to pluck vegetation. A lot of these ceratopsians did, just like Protoceratops, had that little, had this beak that kind of plucked vegetation. It even says parrot-like beak, which is kind of crazy to think about an animal that size having a bird beak. But again, there's a big connection between birds and dinosaurs. Oh, I did forget to show you this one while I'm jumping around all over the place. This is my own Protoceratops. Took a while to train it. It also took a long time to make sure the head attached to the dog body well. But if you can get a Protoceratops as a pet, highly recommended. The right size, good temperament.
He looks emaciated.
The Protoceratops or me?
No, your Triceratops. It looks pretty thin.
Well, so this is a Protoceratops, and it is a juvenile, and that there. It's also the body of a dog, Jada. Don't get it twisted. Okay, more about Triceratops. A couple cool things. I think this guy fought with T-Rex, and we know this because we found multiple Triceratops with bite marks and puncture wounds from T-Rex teeth. In fact, the newest open halls at the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History in DC have a mock-up that looks much like this. the T-Rex biting the Triceratops. That's one image. Here's another one. This is from our friends at the World of Dinosaurs. If you guys like dino games and apps, check out World of Dinosaurs. Really, really cool imagery. Again, speculated with respect to the colors. I like the orange and the blue frill here. We're not really sure at this point what the colors look like. But I like, I always like to see a little bit of coloration on these rather than just like a dull gray or brown. Makes it a little bit more fun. And we don't, maybe some of these guys are able to withstand these attacks from T-Rexes. Some of them may have gotten hurt, and sometimes when you get a hurt trike, you need to give it a little tender love and care to make sure it slowly gets better. Now, the last thing I want to say, if I can find the one picture I was looking for here. Here it is, yeah. Okay, so on the bottom left, in this image of 9 different ceratopsians, in the bottom left is Triceratops. In the bottom center is one called Torosaurus. And there's been a lot of debate recently with respect to whether or not Torosaurus and Triceratops are the same species. And the reason being is they look very similar, except for Torosaurus, you can kind of see where the red is here. There wasn't any bone there. So there's these big openings in the frill where there isn't any bone. And so one hypothesis is that as Triceratops got older, it actually lost a lot of that bone. It got reabsorbed. And as they aged, their skulls started to look more like the Torosaurus skull. Another thing that adds fuel to this debate is the fact that we have not found any Torosaurus juveniles. We found a ton of Triceratops juveniles, but no Torosaurus juveniles. So there's a distinct possibility that Torosaurus was the very mature, old, going off into senescence retirement home dinosaur version of a Triceratops. Same exact animal, just looked a lot different. And much like I mentioned earlier, we have a bunch of Protoceratops, so we can see how their body changed as they aged and as they grew. Same thing here. It's a distinct possibility that Torosaurus simply lost a lot of that skull matter. It was reabsorbed as it got older. It could be the same species, but we're not exactly sure at this point. So I'm going to pause for a second.
It's a question, and I have a quick one. Please.
Yeah, I was going to pause for Q&A.
On my, on that World of Dinosaurs picture, they have like a feather crest on the Triceratops. And I was wondering about the possible accuracy of that. And then Megan Harlow wants to know, her son Rendon is asking about Cosmoceratops. Any fun facts?
Ooh, that's a really cool name. I don't know anything beyond its name. Cosmoceratops is a very cool name. I mean, these guys have some of the coolest names like Cosmoceratops, Pachyrhinosaurus, Centrosaurus, Albertoceratops, Pentaceratops, Chasmosaurus. Like, these are all really cool ceratopsian names. I hope that one day we're able to clone them, because I'm absolutely going to get 3 Triceratops. I already know what I'm going to name them. I'm going to name them let me start that over. I'm going to name them 1 Ceratops, 2 Ceratops, and Jeff.
I have a question from Jenna Hartley. They're holding a dino toy up to the camera right now, and they cannot identify it. So any chance you can help identify the dino up in Jenna Hartley's camera right now?
Let me see if I can find Jenna Hartley. Shout out to Alice and the fam. Hi, Alice. Alice and I did the Atlas Obscura dinosaur trip across Colorado last summer. We were going to do it again this summer, but, the pandemic. By the way, I like that you guys are joining me for lunch, because it's more like an Oban pandemic.
I can spotlight Jenna's video if that'll help.
Ooh, that could be, I'm not sure what that one is. Zuniceratops? I'm not sure. That's a good, can you hold that up again? That might be Regaliceratops. I'm not sure. Your homework, you guys, is to get on the internet and look up ceratopsian skulls and different names and try to figure out which one that is, because I want to know tomorrow.
So the options were Regalosaurus, maybe, and then what was it? Regaliceratops, and what was another possibility?
I'm not, well, let's see. Actually, why don't I open? So we got the 2 things on the top. We got a little frill in the middle. It might be, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open and screen share this again. Does it look anything like any of these guys?
Michael Partham is saying Pachyrhinosaurus.
It could be Pachyrhinosaurus. It's true. That's the top left here. It does look a lot like Pachyrhinosaurus, which is the top left one in this set of 9. So yeah, distinct possibility. And by the way, Styracosaurus is the one on the right in the middle, kind of the red. Speaking of, we're almost time to share out some of those amazing Styracosaurus images. Can we get some more questions?
Yeah, Taishi was asking about Proto versus Veloster.
Yeah.
Let's see. When you see Tri versus Rex, how did they evolve? So I think it's a question about how the different types of ceratopsians diverge from each other.
So, okay. I feel like we get a similar question this each day, which is a good question, right? We have a lot of these different animals that are closely related, some living in the same places at the same times. But just like today, we have lots of closely related animals that are living in similar places in similar ways. And it simply is different animals not try to figure out, but they will find ecological or environmental niches or little areas where they can exploit the environment to get food, to mate, to make more of themselves, right? And if you have a bunch of here's an example. If you have a bunch of animals that are feeding on one type of, let's say, plant, it'd be really hard for a different animal to also come in and try to feed on that plant. There's just not enough resources. So certain animals will feed on different things in the same environment, and that those differences slowly evolve into different animals that are better at exploiting those environments, right? And that's why you have different types of mouths. For instance, we talked about sauropods recently. You have different types of mouths to process different types of foods, so that the similar giant animals that need lots of food can exploit similar environments, but they're not eating exactly the same thing. They're not living in exactly the same spot. So I would guess a similar thing happened with with ceratopsians. You have different animals that are closely related in different environments, and they slowly over time are going to become better and better adapted to that environment.
Okay, Taishi, I got your message. I hope that helped answer. Richard asked, there's a debate on the stance of Triceratops and other ceratopsians on whether they had their front legs pointed inward like a bulldog to support and counteract the weight of their head. Yeah. What is your belief?
I think they were not kind of out to the side. We talked a lot about in the first couple of days how you know a dinosaur is a dinosaur. And one of probably the biggest diagnostic feature is the morphology or the shape of their hips. They have a similar to us, a ball and socket joint that allows their legs to come straight down under their body. There is some speculation that Triceratops, in order to hold up that weight, had them come out to the side a little bit more. I mean, I don't know. I would guess probably not, just because all the other dinosaurs we've seen don't really exhibit that type of feature. But I'm not sure. More research is necessary, I guess.
All right.
Hey, Christina, do you know where a Triceratops sits?
Where does a Triceratops sit?
I think it's on the Tricerabottom. That's how I checked. That's it. I had that joke and the Jeff joke. Those are my only Triceratops jokes. I'm sorry.
Speaking of Triceratops, check out Natty's camera. Natty wants to know if that dino is a Triceratops.
I'm trying to find it. Natty. Hold that up, Natty, a little bit higher. I don't know. I don't think so, because Triceratops frill on the top was a little more rounded, whereas that looks almost like concave at the top. Yeah, that exactly.
That one's a Triceratops.
That is more Triceratops. Hold up the other one. All right, it looks like we got to go back to our set of ceratopsians to try to figure it out. Let me screen share again.
Michael Partham says Chasmosaurus, I think, for the first one. That must mean, the one you have now, the blue one.
I don't know. Which one do we think, Natty, which one do you think it looks like? Hold that up again. 3. Might be a Centrosaur. It's hard to know. We should also mention that like dinosaur toys aren't always the most anatomically correct.
You're saying that the made in China doesn't belong on.
Yeah, we've only found a couple actual fossils where it said made in China down like the breastplate. So that's probably not the case.
I have a question from Jay Croftsy. They asked, did ceratopsians exist through all the dinosaur periods?
So at the earliest time, so dinosaurs, again, about 230 to about 65 million years ago, we didn't see ceratopsians until about 165 million years ago. So for the first like half or third of dino time in the Mesozoic, we didn't see any ceratopsians. It wasn't until about halfway through the Mesozoic. So it's not one of like the earliest dinos. It's not as old as things like Coelophysis or Stegosaurus. You guys are good questions today.
What's the earliest ceratopsian?
That's a good question. I know that Psittacosaurus is one of the earlier ones. It was about 120 million years ago. I bet if you look around that time period, there may be other relatively small Ceratopsians. In fact, like usually the first or some of the first members of a certain group of animals, whether it's a dinosaur or otherwise, started small, right? They slowly evolved to get bigger and bigger over time. There's a lot of debate as to why dinosaurs actually evolved to be as big as they were. And there's a lot of different reasons, but I would love to hear, actually, I'd love to hear some of your guesses as to why. I mean, again, though, not all dinosaurs were enormous. We have small ones, size of like a bird or a house cat, all the way up to the biggest thing that's ever walked on land. Yeah, so I'm curious, why do you guys think dinos got that big? Why did Triceratops grow to be 20,000 pounds? Christine, I'm going to ask you, put you on the spot. What do you think?
Well,
I know other of you are in biology or biology adjacent. I may just pick on you in a second. Christina, what do you think?
Why do I think dinosaurs were able to get so big?
Some dinosaurs. Why do you think certain dinosaurs were able to grow to the sizes they did? Why did they? Why did they evolve to get so big?
Why did they evolve to get so big? That to me means a time on Earth of resource abundance.
Okay.
So it was probably warmer, we had more plants, which meant more plant eaters, which meant more meat eaters. So just thinking about times in Earth's history when things were warm and abundant, things are able to grow larger.
There may have been some level of like a genetic arms race. Like if you got a T-Rex, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Only the biggest and the strongest Triceratops are going to be able to survive attacks by it, and pass off their genes, and then they have children that are also bigger and stronger. So it could have been that kind of genetic arms race. Just real quick from Insta, Shandy Wanders asked, why are they always pictured with T-Rex? Why are Triceratops always pictured with T-Rex? We saw those images because they lived at the same time and they literally fought. We know that they had battles. We found a lot of T-Rex puncture, like teeth puncture marks in Triceratops bones and in frills. So we know they're in the same place interacting. And who doesn't want to see two giant dinosaurs fighting?
Speaking of time, Sasha wants to know Dustin or Christina, what is your favorite dinosaur time period?
There's a Sasha on here somewhere?
It's not your sister.
It's not my, okay. Shout out to Sasha's, hi Sasha. That's my sister's name. Good name. So sorry, I got distracted. What is the question again?
Sasha wanted to know, Christina or Dustin, what is your favorite dinosaur time period?
Favorite dinosaur time period. Just real quick, someone on Insta mentioned there was higher oxygen content in the atmosphere at the time. That is true too. That probably would have allowed for more and more plants to grow, more resources, like Christina said, more animals, more diversity. My favorite dinosaur time period, I would say probably the late Cretaceous. So about the last 10, 15 million years before the asteroid that killed most of them, because we have a lot of the most iconic dinosaurs like Triceratops, like T-Rex, Parasaurolophus, which we'll probably talk about tomorrow. But yeah, probably, and we know a lot about that time period because we have a lot of rock in the Rockies here in North America, both in the American West and up into Canada. I mean, hence the name Styracosaurus albertensis is in Alberta, Canada. And so we found a lot of animals from that time period right here in the States. And so we just know a lot about them, and they're cool.
And Christina?
I'm partial to the Triassic. So that was the earliest part of the Mesozoic. Because late Cretaceous has already been mentioned. Jurassic gets all the credit because that's who they named the movies after. So I just want to give a shout out to before and after that. And Triassic was the earliest time when these things started to emerge. So you have weird small ones giving way to weird larger ones. And it was right after another huge mass extinction event. And this is what evolution decided should go on Earth next. Pretty cool.
I love how much you love mass extinctions.
I do.
Okay. Psittacosaurus, yes, that is a ceratopsian. I like that you mentioned Jurassic versus Cretaceous because we call it Jurassic Park. Editorially, collectively, we call it Jurassic Park, although most of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park were actually Cretaceous dinosaurs.
Yeah, if they're going to use a T-Rex on all of the logos and T-shirts and whatever, it should be called Cretaceous Park, but no one asked me.
It's just, no, next time we'll make sure we ask you. If we get some alliteration in there, I don't know, like Cretaceous Cavern, no.
Cretaceous Kingdom.
Oh, that works. Cretaceous Kingdom, wow.
Cretaceous Queendom.
Queendom, I like that. What about Triassic? Can we get a name for Triassic Park?
Triassic times. Like medieval times. We have a feast.
Triassic.
No, quick sidebar on medieval times. Have you guys been to medieval times? Have people been to medieval times? It is wild.
Yeah, treat
Like,
yourself.
they bring you like a giant turkey leg and like a 80-ounce Pepsi and like a bunch of weird food. And I remember I asked the server, I was like, because I thought it was funny, I was like, hey, is this organic? Because if it's medieval times, it probably should be, right? Technically. But I don't think so.
Yeah, a giant
great.
dinosaur leg.
What?
They bring you a giant dinosaur leg. So basically,
they should call it dinosaur leg times.
Yeah.
Grace, can we see what's on your shirt real quick before we get to the end of our time here? We got, oh, that's a good shirt. I like that one. All right, we know where it is. Stegosaurus in the back.
My only piece of dinosaur clothing.
Em, I need to see your shirt today. Em, can you, what's
Yeah,
happening?
I'm wearing a saber-toothed tiger shirt.
Nice.
Good. Does anyone else have, Jada, you just got a cool floral print?
It's just a Hawaiian shirt that I got for $1.50 at Goodwill.
Crushing the game. Also, shout out to Jada. You guys, if you do not follow Jada on Twitter, you just, everything you do on Twitter brings me so much joy.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's so nice.
You're amazing. All right. So we are almost out of time. We did our Q&A. It's about time to check in with our drawings. Before we do that, just a quick recap. We talked all about all the different horned, frilled ceratopsians. We got things like Psittacosaurus, Pachyrhinosaurus, Centrosaurus, Albertoceratops, Pentaceratops, Triceratops, Styracosaurus, Torosaurus, Protoceratops. A pretty cool, very diverse group of herbivores living for about 100 million years with frills and spikes. Torosaurus and Triceratops might be the same species. We're not really sure. And with that, let's go back to Christina's favorite favorite ceratopsian, the Styracosaurus. I'm really excited to see these frill spikes and the coloration. Em, we're going to start with you. Em, you've moved to a Post-it note. I want to keep these a lot smaller. All right. It's good. I like that big nose horn.
Awesome.
Pretty good nose horn.
Yeah, I ran out of full-size paper, so.
I'm also working from the same business. I've mentioned this before too, but if you use Post-it notes, you can put them in your pen cup and it makes a really cool little miniature trash can. Anyway.
While we're looking at these, do you know what ceratopsians ate? Bushes, grass? Did they eat bugs? I got a question in the chat. What did ceratopsians eat?
We know low-lying vegetation. Like we're obviously not reaching up into trees, and they use those parrot beaks to literally pluck vegetation. So I'm not actually sure if it was more grasses or like plants. I'm not really sure. It's a good question. Jada's pretty good. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, I just saw Natty's awesome drawing.
Nice.
Wanted to give a
like the spots in the back. Rob, that looks good. I like the front straight on view. It's coming at you. Rob, again, congrats on winning Dino or not a Dino.
I have a question from Parker and Molly.
Please
Parker wants to know which of my drawings looks better.
Wait, what? Oh, Chelsea, look at this. It's a great. So I know we were going to do Styracosaurus. It appears as though you have drawn Triceratops, which is okay. I'll let it slide, especially because, wait, what's on that shirt?
Oh.
What's on that shirt? Heck yeah. Prehistoric into it.
Love it.
Into it. Well, I'm sorry. What was the question? As I answer these last couple of questions, keep holding up those drawings. Also, I just need to check in on this shirt that Sissy's wearing.
More than one person has messaged me and said, I drew a Triceratops. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine.
No, get out. No, okay, that's great.
You're not invited back.
Any other drawings? Ooh, Sherlina Espinoza. Oh, nice. I like this one. I got little babies next to it. That is very cute. Got one from T. Oh, that is adorable.
Inez, yours are always so impressive.
Both of these are V-adorbs.
Who's this? Cynthia rocked it.
Let's see. Oh, Maisie, hi again. Margot. I love Margot coming correct with the digital drawings each time. Boy, I like the attention to detail on the frill and the spikes. Nice. Jay Croftsy. Spiky Saturday. Let's go. Styrac, that's good. I like that one. You guys, had I known you're going to be such phenomenal artists, I would have practiced more. Hello, sir. That looks like a blank piece of paper. I can't really see what's on it, but I'm sure it is. Oh, wait, there we go. I see lots of spikes. Got that part right. Cat. Nice. It almost looks like a unicorn situation right at the top. Into it. Oh, Taishi. Taishi. Thank you for spelling it out so I don't mispronounce. Taishi, well done. I like that. That looks great. Bryn, what do we got, Bryn? Look at this Styracosaurus. Oh, you guys, as we are going through, I mentioned this yesterday, in order to bump up and buy the next level of Zoom so we can have more security controls and have more of you guys in the room participating, if you want to throw a couple bucks my way, it's greatly appreciated. It goes right to this. I am Dustin-Growick on Venmo, or DGROWICK, dgrowick @gmail. If you want to donate via PayPal, much appreciated, but totally unnecessary. Lauren, loving the hat still. Inez, wow. Okay. All right. I see. We got someone coming correct with maybe rivaling Jada's accuracy. Loving it. I love the ring around the eyes and the tiny little horns above the eyes. Those look great. Well done. Yvette's just holding up a book that has it on the cover. A Ceratopsian. Into that. Let's see. We got any more. Yasmin's got a couple. Ooh, one's green. I like that.
Richard has a really detailed Styracosaurus and then a human for scale, which is awesome. And the human doesn't even get a face. It's all about that dino.
We don't need faces on humans.
No.
Cecilia Ceratops, great name, great drawing. I'm here for it. Adela, wow, Adela, that looks great. You guys are really good at these. Digital drawings look great. Ryan and Sydney. Oh, I like this one. We've got a person walking a Styracosaurus. The person is clearly saying hi. What else would you say at that point? Also, another reminder, if you missed this or you want to go back and check it out, I post these every night on my YouTube channel, The Dinosaur Show. So if you go on YouTube, just search The Dinosaur Show. These, as well as a bunch of other fun dino-related videos, are there. I think that's most of our drawings for today. Ooh, that's a really cool unicorn shirt. All right. Ooh, Nikki. Nice. Nice. I like that. I like that you guys got the beak so well. All right. So I think we're almost out of time. We've hit 12:45. We talked all about ceratopsians. We saw some really cool drawings. We heard some bad dad jokes. Christina, do you have any final words or any other of my co-hosts? Jada, go ahead.
Okay. It's not about ceratopsians, but it's still a good joke. Why do chicken coops not have 4 doors? Because then it would be a chicken sedan.
It's good. It's good.
That's my favorite joke.
Like that. It takes a little bit of knowledge of car sizes and types, but I'm into it. That's good.
Thank you.
Good. Okay. All right, Christina, how we doing? Do we have any final words, parting thoughts before I tell you guys what we're talking about tomorrow?
Well, since it is Spiky Saturday, just Dustin, how would you feel if you just got ran into with the spike? Just go with me. I have a great joke. Yeah, if you just got run into with the spike of a ceratopsian,
how would I feel?
You'd be Dinosaur.
Ooh, Christina, that's good.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Happy Spiky Saturday, everyone.
Yeah. Happy Spiky Saturday. All right. Parting thoughts again. If you want to throw me a couple bucks, it's greatly appreciated. I'm Dustin-Growick, GROWICK. That is on Venmo, or DGROWICK @gmail. If you prefer PayPal. I love doing this every single day. It literally brings me joy and light in life to be able to see all your smiling, awesome faces and talk about dinosaurs every day. Tomorrow, Christina, did I tell you what we're going to talk about tomorrow? Did I tell anyone?
No, it's a secret.
Right. Well, we did sauropods. We talked about theropods. We talked about sauropods. We talked about ceratopsians. Tomorrow, making a duck face long before the internet, the hadrosaurs. Oh, there's one right there. The Torosaurus. Tomorrow we're going to talk about hadrosaurs. We're talking Corythosaurus. We're talking Lambeosaurus. We're talking Anatotitan, Edmontosaurus, Iguanodon, Parasaurolophus. Heck yeah, one of my favorites. I'm incredibly excited to talk about that tomorrow. But you guys, I don't care if you're rifling through a big pile of poop or simply ripping up West Indian lilac to protect the dinosaurs in the park. Never stop digging. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Sunday, hadrosaurs. Let's go!